morning, everybody, and happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I know yesterday was the crazy start of AEP, so if you are doing that, I wish you guys the best of luck. Keep in mind, if you do have any questions when it comes to AEP, let us know. We have that fantastic Medicare trainer here, Tammy, who's more than willing to help. But if you are not doing the AEP, not playing in the Medicare game this year, I know we have open enrollment about to start. We have been in the news lately. I know we've had a lot of free advertising there from Mr. President Trump saying that, he's starting to dismantle Obamacare. Slowly but surely it's starting. We got some emails out from carriers about that, but that's something that we're going to talk about today. That being said, we know that open enrollment is starting, and then, with open enrollment happening, there are simple mistakes that we do make during it. So that's what I thought we'd kind of talk about today. We start with a pretty good Groucho Marx quote here. So learn from the mistakes of others. You can never live long enough to make them all yourself. So one of the things that we're going to go through today are mistakes that other agents that we know or us ourselves have made. So if these are things that you're thinking about making the mistakes of, hopefully that you can avoid them. So happy Motivation Monday, everybody. For those of you on the call that this is your first Motivation Monday, keep in mind this is a 15 to 30-minute call packed with information for you and letting you know what is going on. Here is the agenda that we will follow. We're going to go through a tip of the week, then we're going to take a look at the trends, which are really awesome this week, which I look forward to. Sales leaders, we had a little bit of upstir there, and then in the end, we're going to end with the sales technique, which this week is going to be those 5 common mistakes there for OEP and what you can do to avoid them. So taking a look at the tip of the week for last week, it is just letting you know, make sure to keep up with those current sales incentives. Open enrollment has not started yet, and a lot of the carriers are still trying to get you out there writing business. So if you want to make a couple extra grand a month, which really, who doesn't? Go and take a look at the current sales incentives. You can see where they are at the bottom. It's the ahcpsales.com/current-sales-incentives/. Go there, take a look at what's out there. That being said, the tip of the week for this week is an email that came out. I know this one's specifically from NatGen, but keep in mind, yes, President Trump signed it. Yes, we are starting to dismantle it. Yes, we are all really excited about it, but still sell. Now is not the time to let off the pedal and wait to see what's going to happen. With what he signed, there's still a lot of things that have to happen. The federal agencies must draft and drop the process. Carriers have to go through and redo all of their systems. So if you stop selling now, you're actually going to lose a lot of business. And you know what? There's a lot of great prices with those short terms. The carriers have to go through and get all their plans reapproved by the states. It's going to be a pretty long process. So don't expect any drastic changes between 3 to 6 months right now. So just hang tight, do what you're doing, running forward like we have been running forward. If the clients ask about it, so you know what, that's exactly why we're taking a look at these short-term plans. The short-term plans are great. Those fixed benefit plans with the short-term plans, I mean, you're selling your client just probably one of the best policies out there. Tip of the week for this week, still sell short-term plans. Still keep moving forward. So take a look at what the trends are for the week. So if we're taking a look, starting off with those short-term medical and those fixed benefit, we had a 20% increase in short-term medical. So a really healthy growth there, so good job. It's mainly NatGen and UHC. We did have a decrease in fixed benefit though, not shocking with everything that happened there with President Trump. Taking a look at our Medicare, we had a pretty healthy increase in everything. So good job, those Medicare agents. So we had an increase in Medicare Advantage, mainly leading with Aetna and UHC. With prescription, we had a 60% increase in sales there with prescriptions. And most of those were sold by Aetna. And with supplements there, those Medicare supplements, we were leading with UHC and Humana. So good job, everybody there. Looking at our supplements, kind of an interesting mix, I'm not gonna lie. So we had an increase in accident sales, as usual, leading with Healthy America. We absolutely love them. We do a bit of the NatGen, taking a look at that with the mainly plan enhancer with the sickness rider. Really solid rider there for you. Decrease in critical illness, leading with CBL and NatGen. And in the end, of course, we had an increase in dental. We've been growing there, leading with NatGen. Sales shoutouts there with the limited benefits. As usual, good job, Katya. You are leading with that. Andrew Orlikoff taking second there, and Robert Swander taking third. So those of you that like getting paid there with those limited benefit plans, we know how much we make off of those, which is ridiculous, great money. Good job, you three. With the short-term medical, we are leading there. Good job with the upturn this week. We knocked a few people out. So Tony Cox, congrats in first. Grammy Bag, good job in second there. And Jacob Gordon, congrats on taking third. You three are leading with that. Now let's take a look at the Medicare sales. Okay, let's get the names up on the board here. Who is taking first? Tamila Sutherland, good job. Then Lauren Burkhan, and then Stacy Kennedy, you three. Absolutely congrats in Medicare. We know the great thing about Medicare is the commissions are phenomenal. We know the other thing with Medicare is our sales process does take a bit longer. So it's a little longer of a sales process, but the payoff is worth it. With Medicare, keep in mind that this is somebody who you have to have a lot of patience with. It is started there. AAP started yesterday, and it's going to run through the 7th of December. So if you are interested in Medicare, let us know there, training@ahcpsales.com, and we are more than willing to help you out. So we took a look at the tip of the week, we took a look at the trends, and we showed it out here for our sales leaders. Let's wrap this up, and I told you guys these calls are quick and powerful with the 5 common OEP mistakes. So we're going to hit 5 today, and I'll tell you, I have been doing open enrollment since there was open enrollment. I have seen these mistakes happen more than you want to know, and you're going to look at this, and you may even roll your eyes at a few of these. But one thing is, if you've been in insurance for any period of time, you know going back to the basics is very, very, very important. I know one thing that happens when I get started with open enrollment, I kind of humble myself. I take a minute to sit back and start at the beginning where I started, because we all know when we hit the basics, we sell the best. When we start getting advanced and skipping steps, that's when we start to fall. My first biggest common mistake I see from agents, and keep in mind I work with thousands and thousands and thousands of agents a year, is the first one that everybody does is they skip the sales process. You go, hey, you know what? These people are calling up, they already know what they're going to want. I'm just going to write it for them. I'm not going to ask them any questions. Band slap, done, we're good. Here's one thing. So yeah, absolutely, feel free to do it. Not going to stop you. Your retention is going to suck. Flat out. I have seen this happen for years on years on years. My top sales agent, 1 year, his I believe second year of open enrollment, went through and he wrote just a ton of business, mind-boggling amount actually. Carriers were calling up saying, how is he doing it? Because he was just telling people, you know what, this is what you want, we're just going to slap it up, we're just going to slap it down. His retention was absolutely garbage. If you are new to insurance, one thing with open enrollment, we get paid on retention. The longer the client keeps the policy, the better it is. So still follow your sales process. Still go through it, spend the time with each client. That is absolutely needed. If you don't have a sales process, get one beforehand. If you don't know what a sales process is, go take a look at our training library at ahcpsales.com in the training section, and you can see our 4-step process. We've gone through this quite a few times, taking a look at what a sales process is. Make sure you still have your scripts there and follow the basics, okay? Make sure to thoroughly cover each point and help your client. With the people who sit there and skip through the plans presentation or skip through the fact finding, those are the people who, yeah, their numbers might be great on the front end, but guess what? On the back end, they'll be garbage. Absolutely garbage. You are just going to have chargebacks left and right. So take a look. My number 1 tip for you is, even though this is easy and you are shooting fish in the barrel this time of year, follow your sales process. Okay, the second most common mistake that I'll tell you I see is people actually not asking for referrals. They say, you know what, I want to get these calls done as quick as possible. I want to go help my next client because it's open enrollment. We have people who are going to be here all year long and we need as much help as possible. Still ask for referrals, okay? Keep in mind with referrals, those are free leads, okay? Get your name out now. Get your name out in the community. Get people knowing who you are. Yes, it's going to be open enrollment. Yes, you're going to be busy. But hey, if everything's going to go on with what Trump is saying, we may not have to follow these as rigid rules, and having referrals is going to be kind of your bread and butter, okay? So one of the biggest things is asking for referrals. Start asking now. If you're not one of those people who says, you know, I mainly buy leads, 20% of your business on a minimum should be referrals. My good agents is well over half. How do you do it? Send out emails afterwards. First, one of the biggest things, hey, and part of your sales process, as we talked about in step 1, having a sales process, let them know at the end, yes, you are going to ask for friends and family who need the help. More than likely, if you can start getting yourself into the small business community and writing those individual policies, these are people who know other people in the community. They like to stay around people who are like them. Ask for referrals. That's a huge one. My third one, which you guys are probably going to laugh at here, is not listening to prospects. You think that's kind of silly? Well, I'll tell you, I see it happen all the time. So you're saying, hey, you know, it's open enrollment. I know exactly what you want. You're super sick. I'm going to throw you into a major medical policy here. Don't worry, I'm going to add all these ancillaries. Yeah, it's an easy sales time of year. We know that. But you still need to listen to what your prospects' needs are. As we said, hey, have a sales process. I've had people who have had that sales process who followed along, and if they're not listening to the prospect, it makes closing that much harder. So yeah, easy time of year, but you need to listen to prospect. Why? Because yeah, you know, one of the advantages of being contracted with us here at AHCP is we have so many carriers to pick from, right? You're gonna have a lot of product variety. You might find that client who has that special one-off product need that you're going to match, and all of a sudden they're gonna tell all their friends and family and your referrals are gonna go wild. Why do I bring up that example? It happens all the time. What you need to do is still listen to your prospect, go through, understand what their needs are, and keep in mind empathy, right? A good salesperson has empathy. We will listen, we will meet their needs, and we will help them with what their problems actually are. Keep in mind insurance, biggest thing, it is solution selling. When I'm saying number 1 and number 3 are really close, they are, but they're slightly different. Yeah, you may have your sales process, you may have your script, but if you are just plowing through the steps just to plow through the steps, hang up that phone, you're wasting your time. Why write business that's just gonna cancel? No, you need to go through a sales process and listen to what your prospect is saying. My number 4 here is one that I will tell you everybody is guilty of during open enrollment. You say, hey, you know what? I'm not. I've been doing this for a long time. I got this down. Probably, but it's not following up. Okay, so people, what happens during open enrollment? We don't follow sales prospects. We don't listen to clients, and all of a sudden, you know, we never talk to that client again. We wonder why we have so many chargebacks. Happens every year. Carriers ask why. One of the things is we don't do follow-ups. Okay. Still set times aside to make sure your clients have the cards and to see if they have any additional questions on the product. If you don't know how to effectively follow up, again, we have a video out there that you guys can watch, which is how to effectively follow up with your clients. So set time still to go through and follow up with your clients. Make sure that they know that you are going to call them, that you're going to reach out, because guess what? If they have a question, it's better for you to answer it so they don't cancel, right? Here's a hint for you. Hire an assistant. If you don't have an assistant yet, maybe it's time to start thinking about one. I get this question every week. When should I hire an assistant, Dan? Actually, you hire an assistant right before you can afford one. They go, you know what? No, that's a stupid idea. Why do I want to hire it before you afford one? Because A, your assistant is your boss. Let's be honest. They're the one who's going to make sure you go to work every day. Why? Because you have to pay them, right? They're the ones who's going to make sure you're following up with your clients because, hey, you know what? Their job is to hold you slightly accountable. These people can help with the follow-ups as long as it's not really benefit questions. They can help set appointments. They're going to help with all of those materials. Make sure your clients get the cards. Hire an assistant before you need one. Still set the times aside. Here's a hint for you. Send emails, right? If you're sitting there going, I don't have time to talk to each client because they take 10 minutes per call, do this. Say, you know what, this is what's going to happen. Client, once you get your cards, I want you to shoot me an email letting you know you have them. If I don't see an email from you in the next 14 days, I'm actually going to reach out to you, okay? Easy follow-up process. Make sure to have one. People who skip their follow-ups actually are the ones who have really large chargebacks. And my number 5 here, I see this one actually more often than not, which is hilarious. Lack of cross-sell. So it's open enrollment, right? We can sell major medical, which, let's be honest, a lot of times it's not a good fit for our clients. So we're going to sell short-term. Well, we have about 100 clients a day that we want to help. So we're only going to sell short-term, and I hear this from agents a lot. And then I'm going to follow up with them and sell them their accident and their dental. Great. So the ones that you're missing, other agents are going to clean house on, okay? Here's the other issue. You don't cross-sell, that agent's going to find out, oh, hey, you didn't sell them an accident. Hey, you didn't sell them a dental policy. Let's see what short-term you sold them, because guess what? Your client's going to be a lot more comfortable with the person helping and listening to their needs, that your product and your short-term is probably going to be canceled, right? Cross-sell. If you haven't heard me, follow the process. Go through, listen to your client's needs, make sure that they have every supplement they do. Keep in mind, good agents, which we all want to be the best agents out there, should have 2 supplements for every 1 short-term policy or major medical or limited benefit out there, okay? You should have at least a 2-to-1 ratio. Why? Because your clients are going to use your supplements more than they're going to use the main policy, more than likely, unless they're extremely sick or have reoccurring needs that they need, okay? So you're still selling on savings and value. Discounts on going to the doctor, savings if they get into the big what if, only having the $250 deductible if they get into an accident. You sell 90% on benefits, 10% on budget. Make sure your client has what they need instead of what they can afford, right? Yes, we're going to stay within our budget. We got that. But hey, if we have to maybe expand their exposure a little bit on the short term to make sure that they have that accident policy, that they have dental and critical illness, if that's what their needs are, we should do it. Also with cross-sell, keep in mind, over and over and over, we've hit this point. Customers need to understand what's going on, because if they don't understand the policy, they are going to cancel. So those are the big ones. I hope you guys were able to take away a few things from that. The first one is really going to be follow the sales process. Make sure that you're still listening to your clients. Make sure you do effective follow-up. And if you are not going to listen and cross-sell properly, guess what? Someone else is going to. And instead of it being open enrollment, the land of big paychecks, it's going to be open enrollment, the land of big chargebacks. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments, please reach out to let us know. If you're interested in Medicare too, training there at ahcpsales.com. If you have a question on any of the under 65, you can say, hey, Trainer Dan. If you have any questions on over 65, you can say, hey, Trainer Tammy. We're more than willing to help you here. That being said, let's end with a pretty strong quote this week. Some of the best lessons we ever learn are learned from the past mistakes, so learn from other agents' past mistakes. The error of the past is the wisdom and success of the future. Dale Turner there. If you guys need any help, let us know. If not, everybody smile and dial and have a great week.